Uh, both of these guys have fought really hard to get here. And this bracket, this side of the bracket is really stacked. So we're gonna see a lot more close ones. I know that Ross has been practicing a lot lately, and unfortunately, I think Maniacal hasn't had the time due to work and such. So hopefully, the rust doesn't show too badly for him. But in general, I think it'll be good. So pretty standard. Everyone starts the series. Everyone hates Steam and hates that final climb. Both of them having a pretty good stairs room. Ross going for a deep boost there. And 45s for both, so looking pretty solid in this first minute and a half. Now we get to watch as series explodes. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I kind of take some pleasure in seeing that after it trolls me. And I'm actually not sure if either of these guys use Moonfall, or if both of them do, both of them don't. But so far, wow, the color contrast between the two streams is actually kind of jarring to me. One almost looks color palette swapped. Ross's game is just kind of green. Alright, so Maniacal does Moonfall, Ross doesn't. He didn't quite get it, but he did a backup. So he's pulled slightly ahead. And not by much, though, literally a second. Both getting about 250 elevator times, which is really nice to see. And both picking up their morph ball at pretty much the same exact time. Ross struggling a little bit with that block there. I know I've done that plenty. And it's interesting to see the tiny strat divergence, like Ross going up and down, whereas Maniacal does the diagonal and then rolls in. And back and forth, just taking seconds from each other. And we're coming up on the real first boss of the run, the climb. We'll see if it has any plans to impede our runners today. Looks like both are going to be doing ledge grabs. It is a more consistent strat I've found, but some people just don't care for it. And it's also interesting to see the divergence coming out of the climb, which side do you exit from, how you enter the parlor, and then the way that you do the parlor based on the way you entered that room. I've seen so many different ways. Looks like Ross increased his lead a little bit. Not by a ton, but had slightly cleaner jumps. And now we'll see the quote-unquote first boss, mini-boss, Bomb Chorizo. Giving Ross a ton of missiles, Maniacal too, so pretty good luck there. Unfortunately, they're not having the cleanest of fights, but acceptable enough. And Maniacal, in kind of a scary situation there, he didn't have any missiles and he was at like 80 health, and it's prime real estate to get completely health bombed. Not that that happens to me a lot, but I've seen it. And unfortunately, struggling with Alcatraz still gets the best of us. Alright, so you got Rossu just taking all the hits, getting past the pirates. Nice jumps through the Kago room. Those mushrooms can be hard to get around. You have to jump. It's not super precise, but you have to kind of know how to maneuver. And Maniacal having a nice room as well. Ross opting to do the full jump on the mock ball. It's a little bit safer, I think. And Maniacal, I've never actually seen that. He kind of weaved between the bugs without killing any. He didn't need to, but very interesting. Russ showing off the farming strat on the Rio, and of course, it drops nothing for him for his troubles. Nice weave in and out of the platforms in Big Pink. And also, the Rio not giving Maniacal anything. Typical. Let's see. I always look for people to try the frame perfect. I think it's frame perfect jump from charge to get a 2 jump instead of 3. That was a pretty nice green hill from Maniacal. Yeah, so far... Oh, beautiful D-boost. I love it. Yeah, so far, both runners playing really well. Some slight errors here and there, just within the margin of error that you would expect for a run, especially in a race setting. Maniacal also getting a good D-boost. Let's see what strat Rots goes for in this room. Oh, very close to getting that ledge grab, or wall jump. It's very tight. And Maniacal gets the strat that Ross was going for. It's a nice little jump from the platform. You just have to get enough speed and not bonk your head on the ceiling. Alright, Ross gonna set up for his quick kill. Looks like he's doing the missile method. And very clean. It's looking like Maniacal is maybe gonna. He has the ammo to do the charge, or to do the missile shot. But he's doing charge, and he gets it. Nice. The last one was a little sketchy. And 20 seconds, give or take, between these two runners right now. So Ross is going to pick up this E-Tank here. This is something that a lot of people do still, especially in race settings. It's just nice to have an extra safety tank, and it's really not that much time loss. If you're feeling confident, I mean, you can skip it. It's not required. But Maniacal's going for it too, and I don't see any reason why not. He's really not that far behind. You can easily make up time elsewhere just from having it to push harder strats. Ross getting a little caught up on those platforms there, but gets down perfectly okay. And he's one of those people that gets the E-Tank before the high jump boots. I like to get it on my way out. Just I started doing it like that, and it's just stuck. Looks like Maniacal does too. And yeah, this is going to come down to, honestly, they both seem to be playing pretty well. It's going to come down to who makes more mistakes in the long run, be it movement, bosses, or just minor things that stack up over time. Ross trying to get a really nice strat, unfortunately misses it, and if you miss that, the Novas are in kind of a bad place to go for it, so you have to just kind of jump around them. And slightly misses that jump as well. Getting that jump and balling past the second platform is a little tough. Let's see if Maniacal can get it. And he does. Very nice. Alright, so here we go with the third boss of the game, Bubble Mountain. That's we don't count Kraid, he's just a cutscene. This is the third boss. Maniacal getting up pretty easily too. So now that they've got Speed Booster, they're going to be moving real fast, going to all the places, and getting, good short charges and sparks is a pretty big factor right now, I think. Not right this second, but it will be. And Rossi is on a very good pace right now. Maniacal as well, both running. Actually, I don't know what the pace is. I'm bad at calculating, but it's better than me, I'll say that. Let's see. So they both, as far as I can tell, had a pretty clean double chamber. And Rossi getting a nice reverse exit. It's 45 pace according to Sephi, but he's also a god gamer, so take that how you will. Maniacal doing a very nice strat there. I like that. Running to the wall and shooting up to get the door open with wave beam. It's a really nice use of the item after you just picked it up. Alright, so Ross gonna head up now towards Fantoon. I'm curious to see if either of these runners do Alpha Spark or if they just conserve health. But generally, you see it at least attempted when they pick up a third tank. And half the battle is already over, and unfortunately, sparks right into above the door there. It's very common. Probably the most botched way I've seen it, or most often botched way I've seen. Ross having some really nice ledge grabs here. Going for a hero shot. Maniacal, unfortunately, sparking into the platform. So we have a couple different ways that you can mess up that trick. Trust me, I've done both. That one's a little more scary though, because you can actually soft lock or hard lock the game if the yapping maws grab you while you're sparking. And sub 17 power bombs from Ross is looking really nice. Maniacal also going for the hero shot and gets it. So both gonna have really nice power bomb time here. And Fantoon could be a pretty big equalizer here. If he gives Ross some trouble, he can give Maniacal a pretty big chance to catch up. Ross taking the opportunity to get a power bomb there from one of the crabs. I'm gonna go ahead and assume he's gonna do some X factors. Had a little bit of trouble getting the charge, but that terrain is a little weird. If you're not quite on it, you can easily mess it up. Alright, so bless RNG. Let's hope Fantoon doesn't troll our runners too hard today. 20-minute recap. Both runners have been playing incredibly well. Maniacal has just been messed up a couple things a little bit more. A couple missed jumps and ledge grabs here and there. Really, they're both playing great. And here we go. Ross getting a fast and a really nice X Factor. I think all those particles hit. One of them might have hit that flame. Let's I'm not really sure what happened there, actually. That's weird. But that was a pretty nice fight, all things considered. I've seen a lot worse. I've seen it go a lot worse for people. Someone's gonna have to like tell me what just happened there, because I blinked and missed it. All right, Maniacal getting looks like it was a slow or maybe mid. It's a nice X Factor as well. And Yeah, both runners are doing the same route, so they're pretty close to each other. Ooh. Maniacal, unfortunately, making Fantoon fly away. Only needing the super. Fortunately, gets a fast pattern and gets it in, so it's not too big of a time loss. But Fantoon playing just a little bit nicer for Ross is going to put him even farther in the lead. And let's see. Ross going for a... Ooh. I forgot what that strat's called, but it's really nice. Maybe Sephi can help me out in chat. Unfortunately, Maniacal there trying to keep the blocks intact enough that he could roll into the hole, but unfortunately broke them and had to bomb his way up. So 21-18, we'll see. I think it's a little more than 20, depending on the strat Maniacal uses for this. Ross did the blue suit strat where you hit the spark thing, the green spark, and bounce off of it. To I'm just asking what the strat's called. I forgot. Nice audio glitch there. Always love to hear those. Alright, so it looks like Maniacal is unfortunately about a minute behind. It's just a circumstance of Ross having had a lead, plus then having a slightly better Fantoon. So, still, anything could happen. We've got 4 bosses down so far. We had the Climb, followed by BT, followed by Bubble Mountain, now Fantoon. So next we're setting our sights on Botwoon, who has been known to waste many a minute if you miss a quick kill. Maniacal trying to get a jump over the moat. Unfortunately doesn't get quite high enough, so he hesitates and has to kind of back off to not pick up the ammo. And farming a little bit because his health is not looking great after the spikes in Wrecked Ship. Yeah, who? Kraid who? He's just some guy we shoot missiles at. And Ross having just a clean Meridia entrance. I'm a fan. Again, just lots of really nice movement without too many mistakes is keeping his lead pretty strong here. And it seems like he has a really nice audio cue, because that was a sick Botwoon fight. I'm a little bit jealous. I do mine based on visual cue and timing. And let me tell you, sometimes it's not so good. And it looks like Ross is going to set up to try and get a spark here. We'll see what he gets. There's like 20 different possibilities. And the one he chooses is the full halfie. Unfortunate. He sparks a little bit low. It's common. Still, saves him a little bit of time over running through the room. All the way. And looks like Maniacal's doing some newfangled setup that I'm not aware of. That I don't think all of this hit. I'm pretty sure maybe 2 or 3 did. Unfortunately, it runs out of supers. A couple of them get got by the terrible hitbox that we all know and hate. Meanwhile, Ross gets a nice little starting setup. Unfortunately, beefs his second spark charge, so I'm gonna have to kind of let Dragon do her thing and then try again. Nice little D-boost to try and get past and use some ammo. Not quite dead, but it should only be a hit. And getting a nice blue suit for his trouble. And he's not going for a spike suit. He's just gonna keep the blue and get his rewards. Maniacal having to get through this room. Looks like he... I wasn't looking, I was focused on Dragon, but... Full halfie stuff, man. Alright, so here we go. Ross space jumping like a madman to get up that room. Oh no! Goes a little too far, doesn't line it up, goops straight up. I hate to see it, but I'm also the master at wasting blue suits. And a really sick cack alley. I liked that strat a lot. He is moving. Maniacal gets got by Dragon. I didn't see if he got the opener, but Dragon's looking pretty yellow still. Dragon is a jerk. I just want that to go on record. And now she's going at hyperspeed, so Maniacal's gonna have to be careful here not to just die. That's really rough. And he just goes for it. He does not even care. Doesn't get a blue suit, has very low energy, but he's alive, so he's still technically in this. Meanwhile, Ross is just... I don't even know. He's just moving. He is very close to PB pace, honestly. And I'm pretty sure Maniacal is watching either Ross's stream directly or the restream, and he knows he's behind, and I think he'd rather go out in his own terms by taking Dragon with him than just to lose in general. I can't speak for him, but I'll have to ask him when we're in interview mode. And so now we only have I would say 3 real bosses left. Made it past. We're currently sitting on what I like to call the trifecta, which is the thing I just made up this second, which is the fast pillar spark, followed by worst room in the game, followed by amphitheater. Or alternatively, you could start with worst rooms and then go to amphitheater and then key hunters, because all those rooms suck. So I guess make it a quadfecta. Chad asking if he's gonna get sub 39, unless he invents a time machine or a way to clip into Turian, which does exist, but it would disqualify him. I don't think so. I believe Ross's PB is a 48. Could be a 47 now, I haven't checked. But the last time I saw it was a 48, and it was slightly off-timed, so technically it should have been a 47.59 or whatever, but he decided to just keep it as a 48, I think. And I believe Maniacal's PB is a 49, but I'm not sure. It might be a 48 too. But unfortunately, his rust from not being able to practice for about a week is prevailing. Ross is just—he's playing well. They're both playing well. I still wouldn't say, like, if I was running versus Maniacal right now, he'd have a shot to beat me pretty easily. But Ross is just not making that many mistakes. He's doing really well. Alright, so... Wait, are you telling me that Russ doesn't upload his PBs to Deer Tier or Speedrun? And yet I was forced to upload mine that I didn't want to. I feel cheated. Alright, Rasu setting up for Spark through Pillars. Unfortunately doesn't get it, and he's only got 4 power bombs, so he's gonna have to be a little bit careful with how he uses them. He's gonna have to get a lucky drop here, or pick up power bombs of shame. Unfortunately falls down. Space jump is the worst, and there's a lot of lag from laying that power bomb. I'm not surprised, but I feel bad for him. And he got the power bomb drop he needed, so you know, there's that. I guess that's what he went for. I didn't notice it at first. Something to keep in mind, I guess, when you're coming down through here is power bomb count, because you can very easily soft lock. Well, I guess you can't soft lock here. You can't soft lock, but you can, like, you know, have to pick up power bombs. Sorry, I'm in like random mode, I guess. And somewhere out there, Slutters is having a fit that Ross used a speed strat in old route. Did he get? Oh, gets the shot for Flower House, but doesn't quite get the jump. Yeah, it looks like he let it go. All right, so heading into Ridley at 35, really nice time, and we've got Maniacal just going to fast pillars. So he's gonna do And Ridley pogoing immediately. I haven't seen that one in a while. Usually he kind of floats in the aether for a while. Oh, Maniacal. I hate it when that happens. You're almost there, you're almost out. You almost have your freedom, and then the pirates just ruin everything. Ridley! Alright, Ross is done with Ridley. 48, 50-second fight. Really nice. Would only have been nicer if Ridley had played nice at the end there. Getting a nice little D-boost. Let's see if we can get Flower House on the way out to redeem himself. Honestly, in my opinion, it's way harder doing it on the way out, so... I don't blame him for dropping it. Alrighty. He's not doing anything fancy with power bomb laying and flipping. He's just gonna go ahead and freeze these Disquigas. We have ourselves a nice little high five. So, I was gonna say, Ross has nice energy coming out of here. He can take several hits before having to worry. Taking one there makes the next little section a little bit difficult, but if he has to, he can always just kill the key hunters. You can still take, what is it, 4 hits? And Maniacal starting his Ridley fight at 37-30, 37-40. So room entry time, they're probably like 2 minutes apart. Or 2.5. And really, like I said before, that's mostly just Ross not making mistakes and having cleaner bosses. So yeah, I go follow both of these runners right now. Do it. No other context. Just do it. And Maniacal having a pretty decent fight. I think it might actually be faster than Ross's fight was, but still, Ridley continuing to troll by not picking up people. And Maniacal is opting for the energy tank. I like this, because he knows he's behind if he's watching, and I think at this point he just wants a win, or like a finish. Like he doesn't care if he wins or loses. He just doesn't want to die, and I can respect it. Ooh. I'm sure he's if he's listening to this at all, he's thinking the opposite, that he shouldn't be picking it up, but it's okay, buddy. You made the call. There's no going back. And looks like he's just gonna bomb his way out. It's a little tricky to set up a speedball through there quickly when you've got Disquigas hounding the back of your neck. And because he picked up that energy tank, he just doesn't care about literally any of this stuff. He's just gonna go ahead and fly through it. I love that strat. So yeah, 40-49 G4 for us. That's is that PB pace for him? At the very least, it's a 48 pace, but it might be a 47. Showing off his horizontal bomb jumps. Maniacal just now on his way out of Norfair. This planet is just... honestly, it's kind of small, but it just feels so darn big when you're trying to get from point A to point B. Especially on the way from Ridley to Torian. G4. Yes, indeed. G4 is the horizontal bomb jump room. Ooh, Ross. Oh no! Oh my goodness. And that's heartbreaking. Of all the places to die in this run, he couldn't get the Metroids off of him, and that's just the worst. Damn. GG's to Rossu. Put up an incredible run. It's unfortunate to have to happen that way. And I think now Maniacal just finishes and wins, because there's not a whole lot you can do losing 42 minutes of progress in a race this tight. So, Rossi, would you like to come in for an interview? I can see you there in chat. Maniacal making the way down to G4. And, you know, if the same thing happens to Maniacal, which is really not likely at all, but if you guys just want to run it back, I'd be cool with commentating a second round. I don't have the option to. I don't think. Wait, I have controls? Hold up. Oh, okay. You're right. I'm wrong. There we go. Oh, goody. Alright, so Maniacal starting his Metroid rooms. I don't think he took the save. I think he just had a lot of health and ammo coming out of Norfair. He's definitely not gonna get screwed over like I did earlier. And hopefully we'll get Ross in here for an interview. You should have an invite now. See if Maniacal goes through a baby skip. Still didn't. Huh. Let's go. And that looks clean. Took a couple extra jumps, but he's through, and we got ourselves a baby skip. Okay. And we are joined by rossu123. Ross,
hey, what's going on?
How are you feeling? What's going through your mind right now? I have to know.
Well, I can say that I just found out that the Golden State Warriors won, and they'll be moving on to the Western Conference Finals.
Wait, so is this a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
Okay,
I'm
good.
Happy. I'm happy. I took a risk. So yes, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I was actually practicing that grouping strat, and I was only able to hit it like 50% of the time. And I wanted to try it out on this run. I wanted to be a little faster by unmorphing before the bomb exploded.
Right.
Unfortunately, the Metroids stay latched. I had time to plant another bomb and try to get them off that way. Unfortunately, I aimed it the wrong way, and so the Metroids came back. But it's all good. It's all good. I definitely achieved the main objective of this tournament, and I'm happy. You know.
As a fellow runner in the tournament that also got knocked out today, I would say that we both had some pretty big misfortune with Metroids.
Yeah, it was a really good pace. It was going to be a mid 48 pace, but things happen and you live with it, and I'm definitely fine with it. I'm fine with the outcome.
If I could run a 48 pace, I'd be happy. So I would say, yeah, you were running like crazy. I mean, you had mistakes here and there, but it was just like really clean across the board for the most part.
I was really happy overall. My very first split was a gold split at bombs. I believe it was a 449 bombs. I'll have to take a look again.
Was that just like cleaner, like parlor and climb, or was that like?
So it was a few days ago that I learned that I could save more time at climb if I ledge grabbed and jumped faster.
Gotcha.
So I tried it and it was clean, I had a pit list going in, I had a pit list going out, and it was just about as clean as I could get it for that entire segment.
All right, Maniacal starting his escape. Let's see if he sandbags and goes for the animals. I mean, he's already behind on his time, and he knows that you're forfeiting.
You gotta rub salt on that wound. You just have to.
Hey, you're the guy that plays Fusion, right?
I would prefer it if you killed the animal, so I never had to play Fusion.
Oh wow, that's okay. So I'm not a big fan of Fusion, but like, dang, that's okay then. Maniacal getting a little bit trolled there by some pirate shots. So I have to ask, Ross, were you watching the restream or Maniacal stream?
I was watching the restream, yes.
All right. So when he was fighting Dragon and got down to I think 28 health for the kill, what were you thinking then? Like,
I wasn't paying attention to that. I was just glancing over. I was a little busy myself with movement, so I didn't. I usually check in on the stream when there are like long door transitions or elevators or cutscenes or something like that.
Right, it makes sense. You don't want to focus your entire efforts on watching the other guy, otherwise you're gonna fail all your stuff.
Right. I mean, it's a race, yes, but really, what can I do as a runner to influence Maniacal? You know what I mean? And if I just keep watching and watching, then it's just going to impact my play.
Yeah, and I'm not in IRC, so I don't know what the official time is, but it looked like a 51:40 somewhere in there.
51:47. GG.
Nice. GG to Maniacal. GG Ross. Again, it's really heartbreaking, but like, I'm glad that you're in good spirits about the run overall.
Yeah, races are races, you know, and Metroid, just about any Metroid game really is volatile from the beginning to the end, and this is true for GB Metroid as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, pretty much. I kind of break up the run into 2 to 3 chunks, depending on how you want to look at it, or maybe even 4. And like each segment has something about it that just it's just in a race setting, especially, it's just really nerve-wracking. Like the first half, the chunk from like Red Tower to Gravity, basically, I'm just like freaking out the whole time. And then it's like Bot Wound to Dragon, and then Lower Norfair, essentially. And then kind of Turian, which obviously that's what got you this time, but really it's not so bad in the long run.
This was actually a tribute to another runner, Aritheta, who died exactly the same way.
Oh, jeez.
I just wanted to give my shout outs to Ari. But yeah, I mean, overall, GG. I'm not at all disappointed or upset with the outcome.
Welcome in.
It's Maniacal. Sorry.
Yeah, GG Rossu, dude. That
GG.
is so savage and sad. And you were on such a good pace. And I was just like, yeah, Rossu's like, I see the splits going red for him, but like he is ahead of my PB pace, and like that's how it goes down. And even though I'm on a bad run, like even if I ran equivalent to my PB, I would not be ahead in this race. And then to like before I saw it on the restream, which was on my phone, so I'm on mobile, so I'm even like an extra minute behind, of course. So I'm like a minute and a half behind real time. And I see the dot forfeit, and like my face just drops. Like I was sure you were so ahead. Like I was completely okay with like getting knocked out of the tournament. I think it sucks that we had to play each other here in top 8 because I think that either of us, you know, is a reasonable contender to win the tournament. But like, my God, dude, like seeing the forfeit, that just crushes me. So I'm super sorry that happened. And like just unfortunate.
And but you would have had you have a gauntlet to run through still too, Maniacal.
Oh yeah,
I don't. That side of the bracket is
yeah,
just so broken.
Yeah, I probably, if we just take chalk on PBs, have Aussie next. Which, whatever. It's just Aussie. He runs new route, he'll die.
Yeah,
Oh,
you just
jeez.
you just have to.
Nah, Aussie will dunk on me with like a 46, like Rossu was about to dunk on me with like a low 48.
Like,
I'm okay. I'm like punching above my weight here. So, I'm just happy to be
Right.
playing at this point.
So,
But you said that was a gold bombs for you, Ross?
It was, yeah.
Damn, your climb was so clean. I was just like, okay, things are going okay for me. And then like I botched it pretty bad. I split a couple seconds into the fanfare, so I got a 458 on my splits, which was like a 455, 456 touch. And I was like, okay, this is an okay bombs time. And like I look over and you're like already in the BT fight, and I'm just like, what happened to me? What did I do?
I played out of my mind on that first split. I had a 45-95 Ceres.
Yeah, I had a 45-50, and I was like, oh, this is a cool series. I'm okay with a 45-5. Like, I might even be ahead right now, and I see your series 45-9. I'm like, Jesus.
like, honestly, you guys were really close up until, like, Maniacal kept losing a couple seconds here and there, so it was about 20 seconds difference at Fantoon, and then I thought, this could be the equalizer. And, of course, Rossi gets a really good fight. Maniacal gets, like, trolled. And then it's just
I had a slow where I got flame lamed on a missile and had to, instead of 2-2 and a super on round 2, I got flame lamed in the first round by 1 and then flame lamed in the second round by 1 as well. So I had to go for like a 2 missile Doppler, basically. 2 missile into super Doppler for the kill, and like I just messed up the menuing on it. Thankfully, I got a fast in the third round, so it wasn't a complete disaster. But,
yeah, that didn't waste too much time, but still, it sucks to have another round.
Yeah,
it could have been bad.
Well, I had a 3 round. It was a fast, and an invisible slow.
I saw that.
Yeah,
it was really weird though, because
that was.
The missile just went right through his eye. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I didn't know what happened. Here? I was like, "What's it doing?" I was kind of confused because I like looked over at Maniacal's for a second. I looked back and I'm like, "He didn't miss a round, did he?" I didn't see, but that's crazy.
I did get a gold charge to Varia this run, so I was happy with that.
Nice.
I guess my Varia touch was like a 10-19, and I was still like 20 seconds behind.
Oh, gee.
Which that would have been a good Varia touch for me. I was minus 3.5 against PB there, and then Red Tower and Fantoon really kind of killed it. And so
I asked Ross what he thought of your Dragon fight, and he said he wasn't really paying attention because he was focused on movement. But what were your thoughts when you just went for the spark? Were
at
you
90?
Like, I don't care?
Yeah. No, I knew I had it. I knew it was fine. So I knew that chat was also going to be super monk-ass about it, so I was kind of glad that I had it, and I figured you'd probably freak out about it too, and it did happen. Mm-hmm. But what I did there was I turned around and kept dash counter and didn't turn, so I had dash so I couldn't blue suit off of it, so you can't chain damage off of it.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So I knew that if the spark was good, I could take 1 hit, but I couldn't chain damage.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did get 1 hit, but then I had iframes because I didn't have a blue suit. Because I made sure to keep dash.
You are actually the prodigy of this tournament.
Nah, Rossu's the prodigy, but that was a calculated play on the Fantoon Spark, or the Dragon Spark, rather. Yeah, Fantoon was not calculated. Fantoon was miscalculated. But the Dre was intentional.
Look, I know it sucks that Ross lost. And I know that you don't feel super happy about your run, but you shouldn't be down.
With the time. I mean,
you ran well.
I'm happy to be moving on. I'm happy to have overcome some pretty bad business going on. I mean, I got a mid 51 with like a Torian where I was typing in SRL for half of it and like feeling bad and safety saving, but my lower north throw was bad. Worst room fell apart. I missed a wall jump. I know that you commented on that.
There were a couple missed ones that I was like, oh, that sucks.
I got health bombed by Batoon and Dragon, so I had to do a bunch of extra farming, and Fantoon didn't go great, so like
sometimes
I guess
it
I made
just feel
51
like
off of that, just like, it just be like that. That just how it be. So we're stuck with it, but I didn't have a lot of time to practice. I know I'd mentioned that to you, and I think I heard you mention it, but
yeah,
I felt like I was probably going to get pretty thrashed. Rossu was saying he hasn't finished a run lately, and unfortunately that kind of was what it came down to. But
yeah, just adding to the streak.
We're all our own worst critic, and like when we play even a little bit bad, even if it's not terrible, it just feels awful. So I get it. You guys ran great. I'm glad I got to commentate this.
Huge thanks, Cheaty, for stepping in on late notice. I will get out of the way, and I'll let Rossu take some last words here. But just wanted to thank everyone, and thank you, Rossu, for the race. And GG, man, I'm sorry that it went down the way it did.
Nope, you don't have to worry about it.
It was a hype race, at least until I botched Fantoon so badly.
And I'm sorry I lost my race, so the dream of us facing off in the finals is dead.
Dang it, give me Cheaty face.
We'll have to get Sephi to restream it.
Yeah, I'm not at all disappointed or upset about the outcome here. Like I said, the goal was met, the intent of this tournament was met for me, and I'm just happy about that.
We did it, boys. Top 16 squad. All right. And I think with that, we're going to call it a night. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks, guys, for racing. Thanks for hopping in and talking about it. And we'll see you guys next mission.
See ya.